Today on Why Do We Need to Know This, we'll learn how to multiply fractions by whole numbers. We can also apply this knowledge to multiplying mixed numbers by whole numbers. And we'll discover that this knowledge can help us plan a party, bake food, and even use cool gadgets.
Hey, Adesina, what are you doing?
Funny, Marcos. Actually, I'm trying to do some math.
Do some math? It looks like you're trying to make a pizza.
Right. Well, I need to figure out how many pizzas to make for our upcoming party, which will have 32 people.
Okay, well, to do that, I guess you need to consider things like how many slices each guest will eat.
And how many slices are in a pizza pie.
And then what do you do with that information?
We can then multiply fractions by whole numbers.
What? I already know how to multiply whole numbers. Why do we need to know this?
I think you'll see that this knowledge can help us when planning a party, baking food, and even using cool gadgets at home. Let's explore! Now, before we calculate how many pizzas we'll need, let's refresh our memory on the basics, like what a fraction is.
Oh, a fraction represents part of a whole. For example, 1/4.
I remember that the number above the line in a fraction is called the numerator. It tells us how many parts we have.
And the number below the line in a fraction is called the denominator. It tells us how many parts are in the whole.
Great job. So for example, take this pizza.
Oh,
Yes, please.
Wait, no, I didn't literally mean take it.
I want a slice.
Oh, right.
Okay, so this pizza has been cut into 8 equal-sized slices.
Which means one slice can be represented by the fraction 1/8.
So if 8 people were at our party and everyone gets 1 slice, how many pizza pies do we need?
Well, if each person is getting 1 slice, which is 1/8 of the pizza pie, then we can figure that out by adding 1/8 8 times.
So that would be 1/8 plus 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 1/8.
That equals 8/8.
Which is equal to 1 whole pizza pie.
That's right. Now you may remember that when we repeatedly add the same number over and over again, we can speed that up using multiplication. And we can do the same thing with fractions.
So instead of 1/8 plus 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 1/8, we could just multiply 1/8 by 8 and get the same answer.
8/8, which is equal to 1.
Yeah.
If 8 times 1/8 is 8/8, is 3 times 1/8 equal to 3/8?
That's right.
Oh.
And 7 times 1/8 equal to 7/8.
Right again.
Oh, I think I see a pattern here. When you multiply a fraction with a numerator of 1 by a whole number, that whole number becomes the numerator of the answer.
And the denominator of the answer stays the same as the denominator of the fraction.
I get it. So 4 times 1/5 equals 4/5. 5 times 1/3 equals 5/3. And 4 times 1/2 equals 4/2.
Multiplying a fraction with a numerator of 1 is simple.
Well, what if we want to have a bigger party for 32 total guests?
Whoa.
And each person still wants 1 slice. How many pizza pies would we need?
Well, we could add 1/8 32 times.
Oh, 1/8 plus 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 1/8
Marco,
plus 1/8.
stop! That's going to take forever. I've got places to be. Let's multiply instead.
Ah, that's genius. We could just multiply 1/8 by 32. The numerator of the answer would be 32.
And the denominator would still be 8 because there are 8 slices in a whole pizza. So 32 times 1/8 equals 32/8.
Yes. Hi, I'd like to place an order. We need a 32/8 of a pizza. Uh-huh. Hello? They hung up.
Well, slow down, Marcos. Before we can order, there is one last step.
We need to simplify the fraction.
And we can do that by breaking it apart. 32 eighths can become 24 eighths plus 8 eighths, which can be further broken down to 16 eighths plus 8 eighths plus 8 eighths, and then again to 8 eighths plus 8 eighths plus 8 eighths plus 8 eighths.
And since a fraction with the same numerator and denominator equals 1, then this would become 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
Which equals 4. So for 32 guests, all eating one slice, we need to order 4 pizzas.
Exactly. And that's how you can multiply fractions by whole numbers. Now let's see how this concept helps us make our own food. What would a pizza party be without some cookies for dessert? My world-famous cookie recipe requires 3/4 of a pound of cookie dough for each batch. So, how much cookie dough do we need to make 5 batches?
Well, we can look at it like an addition problem by adding 3/4 of a pound 5 times.
So 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4.
And if we count up all the fourths of the cookie dough, we get a total of 15/4 of a pound.
That's exactly right.
Oh, I think we do this using multiplication. 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 is the same as 5 times 3/4.
5 times 3 is 15, and the denominator from the fraction would stay the same. So we still get 15/4.
You guys figured it out. Just multiply the whole number by the fraction's numerator and keep the fraction's denominator the same.
And now we just need to simplify 15/4.
15/4 can be broken down into 4/4 plus 11/4, then 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 7/4, then 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 3/4.
We know 4/4 equals 1, so that gives us 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3/4.
Which is the same as 3 and 3/4. So we need 3 and 3/4 pounds of cookie dough to make 5 batches.
Right, and that's a mixed number. Remember that a mixed number is made of a whole number and a fraction less than 1.
Cool. Now that's a recipe for success. Cookies? Oh.
Oops. I guess being good at math doesn't mean you'll be good at baking.
I agree. So basically, multiplying fractions by whole numbers helps with food. Just sometimes.
Yes, but it is useful in so many other ways. Like if we want to get slimed.
Slimed?
I brought supplies to make homemade slime for all 3 of us.
Yes.
It'll look like this.
Ooh.
This is awesome. Can we make a bigger batch?
Let's do it.
Yes.
The directions call for 3/8 of a cup of glue to make 1 batch. Using what you've learned, can you figure out how many cups of glue we'll need to make 3 batches worth of slime?
Can't we just multiply the 3/8 of a cup by the 3 batches we are making?
Right. And to do that, we multiply the whole number by the fraction's numerator.
3 times 3 is 9.
And then the denominator from the fraction stays the same, which is 8.
So 3 times 3/8 equals 9/8. But we still need to break apart the fraction.
9/8 can be broken down to become 8/8 plus 1/8.
And we know 8/8 equals 1. So it simplifies to 1 and 1/8 cups.
Excellent. So go ahead and measure that out, and let's make this slime.
I'll measure out the 1 cup.
Oh, and I'll add the 1/8 of a cup.
And I'll mix in the other ingredients.
Whoa.
It's so slimy. Voila! Large batch of slime.
Nice. Math can be kind of gross in a good way.
Come forward. How high can it go? It even glows.
Incoming! Get ready for a perfect pinpoint landing.
Whoa, awesome drone, Adesina.
Yeah, that's gotta be like 6 times longer than ours.
Well, according to the store, this one should be exactly 3 times the length of your drone. And your drone is 2.5 inches.
How can we be sure it really is 3 times as long as this one?
We can just multiply 2.5 by 3.
Exactly.
But 2.5 is a mixed number, not a fraction.
I know. We can convert it to a fraction and then multiply just like we did before. Check this out. 2.5 is the same as 1 plus 1 plus a half, which is the same as 2 halves plus 2 halves plus 1 half, which is the same as 5 halves.
And now we can multiply 3 times 5 halves, just like we did before.
We multiply the whole number, 3, by the numerator of the fraction, 5.
3 times 5 equals 15. And we know the denominator from the fraction stays the same.
So 3 times 5 halves equals 15 halves.
And now we just simplify 15 halves.
I can do that one in my head. I know 15 halves is the same as 7 wholes, with 1 half left over. So 7.5.
So that means your drone should be 7.5 inches long.
Well, let's check.
Exactly 7.5 inches. We were right.
You two have got it. Multiplying fractions by whole numbers helps us do so many things. Now, let's review.
Today, we learned how to multiply fractions by whole numbers.
And that we can apply this knowledge to multiplying mixed numbers by whole numbers.
And this knowledge can help us plan a party, bake food, and even use cool gadgets.
And now you know why you need to know this. I'm Adesina.
I'm April.
I'm Marcos.
And until next time, remember, always question, always wonder.